I'd like to show you 5 foods that you should forage this autumn. Autumn is the most abundant season for foraging and wildcrafting. It's rich in nuts, berries, mushrooms, and leaves, plus the cool weather brings back to life some of the healthiest plants that were struck down by the summer heat. One of the greatest medicinal berries on the planet is sea buckthorn, an orange-colored superfood. With over 15 times more vitamin C than oranges, this little berry promotes wound healing, boosts immunity, and keeps your skin, teeth, and gums healthy. It has a distinctive sharp flavor, a little bit like a sour orange. It's very easy to spot sea buckthorn. The branches are thorny with elongated pale green leaves with a silvery hue, while the berries are a very distinctive bright orange. In late autumn, I also like to pick pine needles. They're extremely high in essential vitamins, making them one of the best ways to protect your family from sore throats and the flu, all without harsh chemical compounds. You can identify the pine needles easily. They grow in clusters of 2 to 5 on a twig. If in doubt, take a look at the egg-shaped cone. Unlike the fir tree cones that face upwards, the pine tree cones are hanging down from the branch. The next plant I'm going to show you might already be growing around your home. One of the most common weeds in the United States, curly dock was an important food source during the Great Depression. It kept starvation at bay, and it provided an important dose of nutrients and vitamins that saved people from malnutrition while keeping their body and organs working properly. While spring leaves are fresh and tender, the curly dock foliage found in autumn is broader and hardier. You can eat the leaves raw and cooked. You can identify mature curly dock leaves by their long stems and their narrow, curly-edged leaves. The perfect time of year to start gathering acorns is when they drop to the ground. Acorns are wild edibles that are great sources of protein and energy, keeping us feeling full and fueling our body for long periods of time. The best thing about acorns is that they are extremely abundant in the US, and they require no special knowledge to be identified. A single oak tree can feed a family for days. The only thing you have to do is to make sure the acorns are not cracked or split. The first round of acorns that fall are usually empty, so before adding them to your basket, check to see if they're heavy. Those with the cap still on are less susceptible to infestation. Once you get them home, crack them out of their shell and soak the cores in water for a few hours to remove the bitter-tasting tannins. Dry the acorns before roasting them in the oven until they smell like roasted nuts. Jerusalem artichoke is a late fall bloomer found in almost every state. Its tubers are a great survival food since they're packed with complex carbohydrates, guaranteeing a good source of fuel for your heart muscles, your brain, and kidneys, all while making you feel full for long periods of time. Unlike potatoes, they can be eaten raw, and they're best consumed after the first few frosts, since cool soil temperatures enhance the flavor and texture of a Jerusalem artichoke. A single plant can produce up to 200 tubers per season, so if you find it, that's a few nutritious, healthy meals taken care of for you and your family. The above ground parts are best identified in late fall. The plant usually has a tall stem, around 5 to 10 feet tall. At the top, you'll find a yellow flower with a yellow center, resembling a sunflower. These leaves, stems, and blossoms contain about 28% protein, so don't leave them behind. These are just 5 of the wild foods you'll find inside the Forager's Guide to Wild Foods, the North American edition. Click on the link below to find out more about the wild foods you should forage and discover over 400 common plants that are actual superfoods, complete with recipes and medicinal uses, all included in this guide, and find out just how many are already growing around your house.